Now, I told you there's two things that we can improve here. Let's comment this out. Let's first work on this part here. And in order to understand what's going on with what I'm about to write, there's a new concept which we have not talked about yet involving keyword arguments. That's the orange or reddish values here where you name the parameters. They're not positional, they're named. And dictionaries. And if I wrote a function that took keyword arguments, I might have one positional parameter 1, and then I can say there's a kwargs. Now this is just a name for a parameter. It doesn't mean anything, kind of like self is the convention but not required for classes. And I can tell Python star kwargs, and that means this is going to be sort of an extensible set of parameters that can be passed, and it's actually going to come in such that this is a dictionary. With that in mind, what you can do is you can kind of do the reverse with dictionaries. So this takes a bunch of arguments that are written like this and turns it into a dictionary. But if I have a dictionary, I can turn this into a bunch of assignments like this during a method call. So I can come over here and say, I have this dictionary, it's called result. And I would like to say title equals results of title, poster equals results of poster, and so on. I can just say star result. That's it. Now if I run it, it should operate exactly the same. Boom, it does. You can see title set, poster set, and everything. Isn't that cool? That's improvement 1. Let's keep going. Improvement 2 is we saw with list comprehensions and generator expressions that we don't really need to make a list and append to it if all we want to do is build up this list. So we can come over here and say, you know what? Movies are actually going to be some kind of movie result object that is generated from, let's call this something simpler like M for M in results. So we're going to basically loop over the results, get the dictionary M. We're going to unpack it into this movie results named tuple. And for each one of these, we're going to build a list that has these items in here. So again, this should operate exactly the same. There you go. I can show you the whole thing if I can type. There you can see we have a list of movie results. Now just compare line 36 to 39, which if I really wanted to go crazy on you, I could write like this, but I'm not going to. Right, this would be valid Python if I wanted it to be, but I much prefer to read it in this style. Compare that, those 3 lines, to this. When you hear people talk about Pythonic code, that means it's conforming to the sort of best and proper idioms that are part of the Python language. You see code written like this, you're like, oh, these people are taking some other language idioms like maybe C or JavaScript or something like that and just converting it over just such that it will run in Python, but not like deeply embracing the language. Down here, this is an example of something you might call Pythonic. I mean, look how much more amazingly readable and awesome this is. It's easier to maintain. Now, granted, you've got to know Python a little better to understand what's going on, but once you do, oh, how sweet.